Emma, how has your practice as a teacher of an English learner been affected by your training in the science of reading?
Well, it has given me, I would say, almost validation or permission to spend a lot of time on the oral language development, because my EL basically was refusing to try to speak any, and it was not progressing. And when we learned about all the phonemes and the importance of storing language as sound, he wasn't even immersing himself in any sounds. I thought of it as like he was standing on the edge and he needed to jump into the ocean, and all the phonemes were floating around in the ocean. He eventually started to try, and he started to take out his ear pods in class and listen and try to speak. And then once he sort of became aware of a lot of the sounds, and working with me one-on-one allowed him to not be embarrassed, because he was very embarrassed to do that, then he started to make some progress because he actually was familiar with the sounds. I thought of it as kind of like a room with hot air balloons floating around, like with helium, not hot air, but helium balloons in a room. And they're all just kind of chaos floating around. And then when he got to the orthographic mapping, it kind of anchored each sound. Like when you tie a weight to a helium balloon, it kind of keeps it anchored and identified and gave it meaning. So
Yeah, I know you've learned a lot through this process,
Yes.
because I've been in this whole journey with you, and I remember you coming down immediately as you have instructed children to read for years.
Yes.
You have your Spanish background and your Spanish instruction, but you've also have your reading endorsement, and you've been instructing English learners. Some of the techniques that you tried originally instructionally with Edgar, you realized you were going to have to change your approach. And do you remember some of those aha moments?
Well, when I pulled out the short E vowel chart with the with kind of the clue words and the O for octopus, he had no idea what octopus meant. So we had to go back through and find a few words. The only words he knew at the beginning were on and off, so we used those for our short O sound. He knew up, and he knew his name started with the short E, which was wonderful. He sort of knew apple, so we kept that one as our clue word for the short A. And yeah, it was everything I had for my entire history of teaching English learners was useless, because he had no meaning behind any of the words. So
He does now.
well, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And it was obvious. I love his personal sound cards. You took an interest of his, soccer.
Yes, we do a lot with soccer, because that's on his knowledge base and his meaning base, so we know he has meaning behind some of those words.
And it's important to him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.